we're going to talk about the drama that just went down in the Real Housewives of Washington, D.C., or as it's also known, the United States Congress.
That's
So
hilarious.
as people
Brat's is funny,
probably
bro.
are aware of, Trump's nominee for the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem,
Yep.
was unceremoniously given the door after
Justifiably
some
terminated.
things did not go so well under her watch,
She's
and
a
he
disgrace.
nominated Senator Markwayne Mullin, who is a Republican senator,
Yeah.
is an ally of the president, and he was nominated to be the new head of the Department of Homeland Security, which is, of course, a really important agency because they're in charge of ICE.
Agreed,
and obviously,
agreed.
with the mass deportations and with the conflict between protesters and ICE and the tragic shootings that have happened and everything, this is going to be a really hot seat, important position for the administration. And so you need somebody who's level-headed, you need somebody who's going to deal with these intense moments. And I hadn't realized this. I wasn't aware of this. But apparently, Markwayne Mullin has this long-standing feud with another Republican senator,
Libertarian,
Senator Rand Paul, who's kind of a maverick, independent,
son of
in
Ron
his
Paul.
own little world. He's not really on the same page.
He's
with
a
Trump these
nonconformist.
days, with most of the
he's
party.
A nonconformist.
And it all dates back to the 2017 attack on Rand Paul. Of this. But apparently, Markwayne Mullin has this long-standing feud with another Republican senator, Senator Rand Paul, who's kind of a maverick, independent,
nonconforming,
in his own little world. He's not really on the same page with Trump these days, or with most of the party. And it all dates back to the 2017 attack on Rand Paul, where one of his neighbors in Kentucky snuck up on him and brutally assaulted him. To the point where he broke 6 ribs,
sickening,
he had
vomitus, emetic,
he had to get part
disgusting.
of his lung removed. His ribs, I was reading about it this morning, they were grating against each other. The broken
I am glad
pain,
he's still alive,
awful attack on him,
and is still living. No BS, bro. Glad he is still here to tell the story. Yeah. The person who did this should be in prison for a long time, bro. They should be no longer on these streets. This person is a morally mucky person, a scumbag, a cur, a brute, a villain, a monster, bro. F this person, bro. This person should be away from regular society for a long time, bro. No BS. Evil all the way. Evil. Shameful, bro. Fecal, crappy, all of these synonyms. He's dirt. That is what this person is. Dirt.
His own little world. He's not really on the same page with Trump these days, or with most of the party. And it all dates back to the 2017 attack on Rand Paul, where one of his neighbors in Kentucky snuck up on him and brutally assaulted him.
Trash.
He broke 6 ribs. He had health complications for years. He had to get part of his lung removed. His ribs, I was reading about it this morning, they were grating against each other. The broken fractures was intense pain. Awful attack on him. And of course, at the time, liberal cable news hosts were like, "Oh my God, Rand Paul's neighbor is my new favorite," and all these progressive people were laughing and joking about how awesome this was. It was really sick and
inhumane, devilish.
But of course, that was kind of before the era of, or not totally before, but before this recent wave of political violence, the attempted assassinations of President Trump, the killing of Charlie Kirk, the killing of those Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota. This horrifying rise in.
Also, the shooting of Kamala Harris's campaign office in Mesa, what city in Arizona was it? Mesa, Tempe, one of the two. One city in AZ. Some wild person tried. It was a man. He shot the window. He shot through the window of Kamala's campaign office, bro. Luckily nobody was there, but this dude, he had evil intentions. This dude he for sure had evil intentions. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Glad Kamala is still alive, even though we don't align politically. Glad she's still here. No, um, no BS, bro. Um, the person who did this should be um, the person who did this should be in prison for a long time too. F this dude. He's a subhuman savage, a subhuman sack of ish. It is what it is.
The killing of those Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota, this like horrifying rise in killing people.
The bomb
or trying
threats
to kill people
too,
because we disagree with them, which I think
against
left and
the
right have to all come
DJT cabinets, the Tulsis and the yeah.
rise in
Those
people or trying to
threats
kill
were
people
disgusting
because we disagree
too.
with them, which I think
The people who
left and right
did
have to all
bomb
come together
threats,
and be against.
who sent bomb
Rand
threats,
Paul's attack wasn't
who
exactly that.
also the
because
people
neighbor attacked
who
him in a dispute.
threatened
It
to
wasn't a like
bomb
political assault,
MTG's
but then the celebration of it was because of
her construction joint. Yeah,
rise in
crazy.
killing people or trying to
Those
kill
people
people
are
because we
credence
disagree with
too.
them, which I think
Devils, demons.
left and right have to all come together and be against. Rand Paul's attack wasn't the killing of those Democrat era of, or not totally before, but before this recent wave of political awesomeness was. It was really sickening stuff.
Very.
Favorite, and like all these progressive people were like laughing and joking about how awesome this was. It was really sickening stuff. But of course, that was kind of before the era of, or not totally before, but before this recent wave of political violence. The attempted assassinations of President Trump, the killing of Charlie Kirk, the killing of those Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota. This like horrifying rise in killing people or trying to kill people because we disagree with them, which I think left and right have to all come together and be against.
Words.
Rand Paul's attack wasn't exactly that because the neighbor attacked him in a dispute. It wasn't a like political assault.
It wasn't politically motivated.
Was because of Rand Paul's views.
Yeah.
And so I was under the impression it was mostly Democrats and liberals who kind of made excuses for the assault on Rand Paul. But apparently Markwayne Mullin has done that as well. And that's what Rand Paul decided, you know what, we're going to go there. Because he's the head of the Senate committee that that is chairing the nomination of Markwayne Mullin. He said, we're going to go there, and I'm going to give you a chance to apologize for what you once said. Because what he had said at the time was that, listen, Rand Paul, I understand why that guy attacked them. Because he's a snake. Which is
disgusting.
Imagine if,
I disagree, Jillian. That is not disgusting. Just understanding the immoral act is not disgusting. Understanding what that means is getting where somebody is coming from, getting the reasons why a person does immoral things, getting the reasons why a person does abhorrent things, getting the reasons why somebody engages in misbehavior, in misconduct, does illegal things, does criminal things, does terrible things. That is what understanding is. It isn't justifying immorality or justifying misbehavior. It isn't condoning of evil actions. It isn't the excusing of morally repulsive acts. A lot of people conflate the two as if the two automatically equate. They really don't automatically equate. They really don't. They can equate, but they don't always equate. Understanding and condoning are not automatically the same. These words are not identical in meaning. Understanding means comprehending why somebody does what he or she does. Condoning means justifying or excusing something that was done. That is what justify that is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, to conflate the two is crazy. A lot of people do this. Very immensely intelligent people do this. A lot of a lot of immensely intelligent people do this. Um, yeah, Brad, Jillian, they do this, bro. Yeah. They're not dummies, but what they're saying is dumb. It is irrational. It is an abandonment of reality. It really is an abandonment of reality. It makes no sense. It makes you look foolish. It makes you look thick-headed, black-headed, idiotic. It really does. I say this respectfully, even though I am not a fan of Jillian. Um, even though I am even though I am no longer a fan of Jillian's, I respectfully say it makes her look foolish to say the two equate when they really don't. Understand it means you get why somebody does immoral things, evil things. Yes. Condoning means you think the action is justifiable. You think it is morally justifiable. That is what condoning is. That is what condoning is. Yeah. Yeah. You have to be logical. Bro. Mullin, he said he didn't say he condoned what happened to Rand Paul. Yes, what happened to Rand Paul was evil, odious, detestable, despicable, all of these things. Yes, all the way. No BS, no disagreements there, no arguing with that. But you have to be fair. He said he understands this is different from justifying immorality, justifying criminal behavior, evil behavior. The two are different. He didn't say he condoned it, but to be fair to Mullin, he didn't say he condoned it, but at the same time he didn't say but at the same time he didn't say publicly that he didn't condone it either. So it is a bad look. He does look evil. He does look vile. He does look villainous. Certain people will say he's vile and villainous. Certain people do say he's vile and villainous. Certain people do say this. They have these perceptions of him, these negative perceptions, these negative beliefs, these negative opinions, these negative they say these negative they throw these negative labels at him, but this doesn't automatically mean he's vile and villainous, but it can mean that the two can equate in certain cases, but they don't always equate. People have to be logical. We have to be logical. We can't let emotion override logic. We have to put logic above emotion. It is hard to do this, but it is possible. Yeah, Brad, he's very intelligent, but he's not. He's putting emotion above logic at the moment. I agree with a lot of things he says, but I have to be all the way real. If something doesn't make sense, I say it publicly and unapologetically. That is integrity. You have to be unapologetic. You have to be unapologetically real. It's that, like, even if you get hate for it, even if you get condemnation for it, even if you get denunciation for it, even if you get ostracized, even if you get ostracized for it, even if you get ostracized for it, You still have to be unapologetically honest. That makes you a laudable. This makes you a laudable person. It is what it is. I don't care if people hate me for saying this. This is the truth, the indisputable, the incontestable truth. This is the incontestable truth. People can't say whatever they wish to say. They can call me crazy, goofy, whatever. I don't give a f, bro. Say whatever, but you can't dispute the truth. It is what it is. It is what it is. Period. End. I will never stop speaking the incontestable truth to protect people's feelings, to appease certain people, to placate, to mollify, to keep the peace. Nah, bro. If something doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, and it has to be checked. It is what it is. It has to be checked. Yeah. It doesn't matter who is saying it, what political persuasion somebody is of, what race, what religion. It doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. Nonsense is nonsense. It is what it is. Crappy is crappy. Trash is trash. Wrong is wrong. This is what people have to understand and to know. Yeah. 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 Mullin, bro, he didn't say he condoned it, but he didn't say he didn't condone it either. So it is a bad look. He does look terrible. He does look disgraceful. He should apologize. He should be genuinely apologetic, genuinely contrite. He should be genuinely penitent. Yes. He should issue a sincere apology to Rand Paul for not publicly condemning this immoral act that befell Rand Paul. This heinous, this callous attack. He should issue a genuine apology. He shouldn't evade accountability. Accountability must be taken. Yes, he didn't say he condoned it, but he didn't openly say he didn't. He didn't say he condoned it, but he didn't openly say he doesn't condone what took place. So accountability still has to be taken, regardless. But Mullin refuses to take accountability because he's stubborn, he's intransigent, he's goofy, he's a bigger bozo than he already is. This dude, he's eager to fight people who he's supposed to have logical discussions with, bro. This dude, he has no restraint. He has no maturity, bro. He has no sagaciousness, bro. He has no ability to put his emotions in check, to prevent himself from being doing insensible things, bro. He's weak. He's weak-minded. So yeah, he's not the best fit for this position that Kristi Noem got terminated from, justifiably terminated from. So yeah, F Mullin, bro. I agree with everybody on that panel that he's a sucker, he's a bozo, he's a cretin, he's a cur, he's a blight, he's all of these terrible things. Yes. But people have to be fair